Gareth Bale, I'm sure, will not be sad to see the back of Ronaldo or indeed Zidane. This could be the platform now from which his season could start, Sid.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the key elements in all of this. You know, we started this by saying, how do Real Madrid replace Cristiano Ronaldo? Now, before everyone leaps on me, I mean, there are loads of caveats to this, but the short answer is Gareth Bale. The short answer is that the player that in theory at least can step into part of that role, the only player in the Real Madrid side who has scored goals at the kind of rate that Ronaldo has scored over the last 4 or 5 years is Bale. That's admittedly not happened often enough because of injury. It's also not happened often enough because at times it hasn't worked with him and Ronaldo together. His best runs have come when Ronaldo hasn't been in the team. So there is a belief that Bale can take on some of that. Now, obviously, we're not talking about a player, in all probability, who's going to get 40 goals a season or 50 goals a season, but he will get huge amounts. And I think one of the big underlying issue in all of this is that to replace Cristiano Ronaldo, you don't necessarily go and try and replace Cristiano Ronaldo. What you need to do is change the mechanism of the team. So if instead of one player scoring 50 and a couple of players getting 10, 15, you've got 3 players getting 25, 30, then you're in a much better place. No, I'm just throwing numbers up there before everyone says there's no way you're going to get 3 people with 30 goals, but you are going to be able to spread them around. But I think they need to kind of rethink how they do this and how these pieces fit in. But the closest thing to a Ronaldo-shaped piece, a Ronaldo-style piece, if he can stay fully fit, is Gareth Bale. But they need to resolve his future, and that's by no means 100% clear at this point.
Sid said that before anybody jumps on me, Gareth Bale. Well, why it makes you think people will jump on you? It seems obvious. It seems obvious that you put Gareth Bale at centre forward. For me, when they bought Gareth Bale, he basically was playing centre forward for Spurs, but he could move around anywhere he wanted, and he scored a barra full of goals. So
yeah.
I don't see how you can think it's not a good idea.
No. I personally think he is the closest thing. I think the numbers might not be quite so high, but I think it's more that obviously right now there is a resistance to the idea that anyone can come in and do what Ronaldo did. And as I say, I don't know if anyone will necessarily do exactly the same thing. Not least because other players, and in this I include Bale, even if they have the talent, even if they have the qualities as a particular type of player, they don't necessarily have the personality that Ronaldo has. Now, it could be that long-term this is beneficial for Real Madrid, that it does open things up. But Ronaldo had an ability to kind of dominate as a personality, and everything was funneled through him in a way that probably wouldn't happen with another player, even if that other player, and whether this is Bale or someone else, had exactly the same skill set as Ronaldo. He wouldn't necessarily have the same personality as Ronaldo, so that combination within the team wouldn't be identical.
I would suggest, though, that part of the greatness of Cristiano Ronaldo outside of the goals and the numbers that we see is the fact that he's available, rarely injured. Yeah. He's seemingly always out there.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's certainly not the case with Gareth Bale, and that's a big question. The question about Gareth Bale is not whether he has the talent, it's not whether he's an impactful player, it's whether he's going to be out there enough to even come close to putting up those sort of numbers. And I think from what we have seen in recent history, the answer to that is no.
This is your season now, isn't it, Gareth? In a sense that this is where you can really make your mark as one of the best players in the world.
Oh, hold on. Has he not done that?
No, not in Madrid.
Oh, right. 21 goals last year?
Yeah.
An injury?
Yeah.
Overhead kick in the Champions League
No,
final?
I get that completely.
How many Champions Leagues he got? How many La Ligas he got?
But then what else did he do in the Champions League run? I'm saying, when you talk
it's not
about
his fault Zidane didn't.
How many times you brought up Gareth Bale when we've talked about top 5 players and Mbappe and Neymar?
Yeah.
We haven't.
Oh, because,
we haven't, and that's the standard that I'm saying that we're expecting him to set.
Last year he had his injury problems, and over the last couple of years, Zidane hasn't always liked him. But I don't know what his medal haul is at Real Madrid, but I think he's well and truly announced himself already. Nobody's getting to that level. Nobody is getting to that level. So I don't know what we expect. If we're expecting that from Bale or anybody else,
no happening.
No happening.
He didn't do bad.
He's upset now. He's upset. I can tell he's upset.
I know, because we're always
exactly. It's quivering. The bottom lip's quivering.
We're always talking about Messi not doing it with Argentina and Ronaldo carrying Portugal.
Yeah.
How do you think Wales got to the semi-finals of a European Championships? It's because of Gareth Bale. He carried that country on his back. You know, you're kind of saying as if he's not world class. The guy's world class. He's proven he's world class.
But what I'm saying is that his impact at Real Madrid isn't quite what I think people expected it to be.
What did they expect when Ronaldo's there? Nobody. Whilst Ronaldo was there, nobody was going to outshine Ronaldo.
Right.
Regardless.
Sid, am I an idiot for bringing this up? Is it relevant at all?
No, and in
Oh,
fact,
go to your mate
I
on
mean,
this
I
one.
don't necessarily want. No, I don't necessarily want to play the role of peacemaker here, but let me play the role of peacemaker here. In fact, I think essentially what you and Steve are saying is the same thing. As Steve's just said, how could he have done that when Ronaldo was there? You've said this is a season without Ronaldo there for Bale to step centre stage. I think those two things are not mutually exclusive. I think Bale has on occasions demonstrated the kind of level and regularity, for example, of goal scoring as Ronaldo, but has not been fully fit for sufficient numbers of seasons to be able to really impose himself, and perhaps also because Ronaldo is there. So I think in a way, this is an opportunity for him. Obviously, it's an opportunity for him, but this is still a player who's won 4 Champions Leagues and scored an absolutely ludicrously good goal in this year's Champions League final. And the doubt is always the fitness. But there have been moments, admittedly too few of them, but there have been moments at Real Madrid where you've looked at Bale and thought, this guy's the best player in the team. As I say, there haven't been enough of them. And now maybe in terms of, not so much in terms of talent, but in terms of personality, in terms of leadership, in terms of the centrality of the role that he plays, then yeah, maybe this is the opportunity. As I said before, though, his future needs resolving first.
Right.
Bear in mind what he said after the Champions League final. His situation has improved, I think, with Ronaldo going and with Zidane going, but he and his camp want reassurances about the role that he's going to play in this Real Madrid side. Essentially, they're asking the same questions we're asking, which is he now going to be put in that position where he is the player to whom the rest of the team, maybe not exclusively, but to whom the rest of the team play?